de speakers así.
No,
¿Va a introducirlo? Va a ser Leslie. Ella va a introducir a Miss Carrillo y luego Miss Carrillo sube. Que de una vez checo quién ya llegó y quién no.
Everybody's here. From all, everybody's here.
¿Mi jardín no está?
No, just Mr. Gonzalez. Nobody from this list.
Probando. 1, 2, 3. Probando. Muy buenas tardes a todos. Muchas gracias por venir.
Close to the microphone. Yeah, close to the microphone.
1, 2, 3. Probando. Sí. Muchas gracias a todos los padres y nuestros invitados por venir en esta tarde. At this moment, I would like to call all our new inductees to be in here. I would also like to call our current active members, any. At this moment, I would like to present you to the presentation of colors by the CC Winn AFJ ROTC. Please rise, everyone, for the presentation of colors. Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Mario Sanchez, our parliamentarian.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic of which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the state under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. Thank you very much. At this moment, I will introduce our platform guests, starting with our superintendent of the Eagle Pass Independent School District, Mr. Gilberto Gonzalez. Next up, we have our principal, Mr. Jesus Diaz Weber. We also have our assistant principal, Mr. Matthew Uriegas. We also have our assistant principal, Ms. Aide Jimenez Hernandez. We have our assistant principal, Mr. Juan Jose Mendoza. We have our Dean of Instruction, Jorge Benavides. We also have our instructional officers, Ms. Melody Teal. I would also like to introduce our NHS faculty board, which is from the English department, Mr. Ray Rocha. From the mathematics department, we have Mr. Jose Flores. From the social studies department, we have Jeanette Dickerson. From the science department, we have Ms. Brenda Carrillo. From the Kate department, we have Ms. Marta Hernandez. And I would also like to present our NHS advisors, Mr. Randy Lawrence, And we also have Miss Alejandra Cruz. Now I will present our local chapter NHS officers. We have Greg Romero as our Vice President. We have Jovita Aguilera as our Treasurer. We have Aralis Gonzalez as our Corresponding Secretary. We have Myra Garza as our Recording Secretary. We have Belinda Martinez as our Historian. We have Leslie Carmona as our Parliamentarian. We have Mario Sanchez as our Parliamentarian. And then as your president and the host for tonight, Isaac Covarrubias. Which is me. Next off, we have our principal's remarks.
Thank you, Isaac. Good evening and welcome to the NHS Induction Ceremony 2019. Mr. Gilberto Gonzalez, Superintendent of School, thank you for being here this evening with us. I know that you're always very busy, but you always find the time to be here, and we really appreciate that. Tonight, we recognize a group of 59 individuals who exemplify the 4 pillars of the National Honor Society: character, scholarship, leadership, and service. During their time at C.C. Winn High School, they have excelled in academics, extracurricular activities, and community service. Their commitment to education has been second to none, as well as values and good principles, helping others in many instances, and representing our school in many different events. Teachers are very proud of you. They are very proud of your work, and peers look up to them for advices and good new ideas. Being a member of the most prestigious organization on campus comes with big responsibilities. You will be part of the elite organization of the school. You will be asked to participate in many different events, as well as advising and guiding elementary students to do the right thing. They will see you as role models, and they will try to imitate you in many different ways. Your conversations with them will create a positive impact in their lives. Tonight is your induction, but beginning tomorrow comes the task to maintain your membership until the day of your graduation, when you can wear with pride your NHS colors during that evening. During your tenure as member of the NHS, your obligations are to keep your grades in good standing, no discipline referrals, complying with your service hours, and abiding by the rules and regulations of the organization. It is time for me to mention a group of people that have worked very hard to take you where you are right now. Without their advice, guidance, teaching, and sometimes getting after you, this moment would not have been possible without their support from your parents. Parents, congratulations for a super job. Your efforts have not been in vain. Felicidades a los padres y madres por su rol de guiar, aconsejar y querer lo mejor para sus hijos e hijas. Congratulations to other family members. I know that the selection of the new members was not an easy one. However, the interviewing committee did an excellent job in selecting who was going to be a member. My most sincere gratitude to the Executive Board, Ms. Brenda Carrillo, Mr. Jose Flores, Ms. Jeanette Dickerson, Ms. Marta Hernandez, and Mr. Ray Rocha. My special recognition to Mr. Randy Lawrence and Ms. Alejandra Cruz, sponsors who for several years have done an outstanding job guiding many students to be on the right track. Finally, I want to thank Ms. Brenda Carrillo, one of our own science teachers, for saying yes to be our guest speaker tonight. Ms. Carrillo, I know that she will be introduced. She was one of our CC Winn students that graduated several years ago. She was our valedictorian, and we're very proud of her. Now she's one of our own science teacher. Parents, guests, new members, congratulations, and I wish you the best of luck. Thank you very much.
It is now time for the superintendent's remarks.
Thank you, Isaac. Well, good evening and welcome to the students. Congratulations, you look sharp, the young ladies and the young men. To the young men, I'll wait after the induction so you can tell me where you bought your suits because I need to upgrade my suits, okay? But you look sharp, all of you. Buenas noches, bienvenidos a todos ustedes, especialmente a los padres de familia. Me da mucho gusto que están con nosotros esta noche. Quiero que se levanten porque les queremos dar un aplauso. Por favor, todos los padres de familia que se levanten. Gracias. Muchas gracias. Para mí no cabe duda que la razón que estamos aquí y que sus hijos y hijas están aquí es por el apoyo que ustedes les brindan. Okay. Un fuerte aplauso para ustedes. To the students, I'm extremely proud of you. There's 59 of you in a school of approximately 2,000 students. What does that mean to me? That not everybody can be where you're at. Did you hear me? Not everybody can be where you're at. You're a special group. And you make my job a lot easier, believe me. Every time that we have board meetings, every time we have more and more recognitions, and CC Winn is always there. Why? Because you are doing awesome. And thank you for what you do and the hard work that you do. But as Mr. Diaz mentioned, tonight is a wonderful night, but tomorrow you start your test. I'm not talking about EOC or STAR. What I'm talking about is the 4 pillars as he mentioned. And of course, the first pillar is scholastic and your grades. And I venture to say that for most of you here, grades come easy. And if they don't, it means because you work hard at them. And I think that is one of the easier pillars to achieve. And of course, the second one is leadership. You will learn to be leaders, or you are already leaders. Some leaders are born, and some leaders are made. Either way, you're leaders in my book. And what is a leader? A leader is a person that stands alone and is not afraid to make decisions. It's easy to follow the crowd. That's the easiest thing to do. But it's a lot harder when you know you're right, when you've done your research, when you know the issue, to stand alone. And many times you will stand alone. As I was preparing for my speech, what came to my mind is a picture in a magazine called Life magazine. I don't even know if it exists anymore. It's a magazine when I was young, which is many, many years ago. But there's a picture of one of our presidents, Lyndon B. Johnson, in his office, and the lights are low. You can tell it's after 6. Nobody's there but him. He's rubbing his forehead because that was the night before he made the decision to enter into the Vietnam War. That was the night before he made the decision, the hard decision to send young men and women to Vietnam to fight. And he knew that many of those young men and women would not return. Yet he was the president, he was the leader, and he made that decision on his own. That's what it means to be a leader. Then there's service. Service is also an important pillar. Service means putting everyone else in front of you, before you, I'm sorry. It doesn't mean that you think about yourself. It means you help others, no matter who they are. And you are the perfect group to do that. And there will be many opportunities for you to help others that are less fortunate. So think about that. And the last pillar, certainly not the least, but I left it for the last, and it's character. And I don't mean your personality, what kind of a personality you have. I mean your morals, your values. What I mean also is, do you do the right thing even when no one is looking? Sometimes it's easy, to cut corners and say, well, nobody's looking, nobody's watching. But a good person that has good character will do the right thing no matter what. And character is something that you can easily lose. You can obtain it, but it can go away in a second. So remember that. Your character is very important. With that being said, inductees, I ask all of you to remember that within each of you is a good heart. Congratulations, inductees, for rising up and using your heads and your hearts to make this district a better place. Enjoy this moment, for you deserve it. And we are all so happy to be here with you, and thank you for being the student that you are. God bless, and congratulations.
At this moment, I would like to call Leslie Carmona so she can introduce our guest speaker.
Good evening. Good evening. Ms. Carrillo is currently one of our CC Wing science teachers. She has been at Winn for 3 years, 2 of those as a teacher and 1 as Gear Up site coordinator. Ms. Carrillo graduated in 2011 as a valedictorian of her class and was recipient of the Gates Millennium Scholarship, which earned her a full ride to the University of Texas at Austin. There, she earned a Bachelor's of Science in Applied Learning and Development and graduated with highest honors. Next year, she will be attending medical school at the University of Texas Medical Branch in Galveston. I present to you Ms. Brenda Carrillo.
Good evening. Muy buenas tardes a todos. I would first like to take this time to thank the administration, the NHS board, the current members, and every member of the staff who helped make this event possible. I would also like to give special recognition to all parents. Thank you for instilling in your children the values necessary not just to be part of the National Honor Society, but also to be productive citizens. Everything begins at home, and I can only imagine what task and responsibility it must be to raise good, successful children. Congratulations and thank you. A los padres, todo empieza en el hogar. Muchas gracias por inculcarle a sus hijos los valores necesarios, no solo para ser parte de esta sociedad, sino también para ser ciudadanos productivos. Solo me puedo imaginar la difícil tarea que ha de ser crear personas buenas y exitosas. Muchas felicidades y gracias por su apoyo. I now address you, the inductees. I was in your shoes a few years ago. I also went through that interview process that was terrifying for some of us. And I remember being nervous in the induction ceremony, worried about dropping my candle and standing in front of this audience. Fast forward 10 years, and I am now one of the teachers here at Winn, a proud product of this school. One of my initial goals was to become a teacher. I wanted to be in a profession where I could help others and in which I had to be a lifelong learner. Somehow along the way, I discovered an interest in medicine, and recently I decided to also pursue that path. My story began in Hereford, Texas. I was born to a family of migrant farm workers and diligent parents who taught me the value of persistence and dedication. I watched my dad come home from long days of working under the grueling sun to earn minimum pay. And I watched my mother be a wizard with the little money we had to make every penny count. We learned to be resourceful and to never give up on the hope of a better future. We eventually settled in Eagle Pass, where I attended Sam Houston Elementary, Memorial Junior High, and I graduated as a Winn valedictorian of the class of 2011. At Winn, I learned to push myself to be the best in any endeavor I undertook. In band, I learned that hard work often beats talent when I made the all-region band as a freshman. In UIL academics, I learned that there was no magic substitute for putting in the time and studying in order to get to the highest levels. The National Honor Society challenged me to better manage my time, and it taught me the genuine joy that comes with putting service above self. In my senior year of high school, with some work, including a 9-essay application and the help of amazing teachers and counselors, I received the Gates Millennium Scholarship, which gave me a full ride to the University of Texas at Austin, the university of my dreams. I was very lucky to receive the scholarship, but as one of my mentors says, luck comes to those who look for it, and that is done through effort and surrounding yourself by individuals who will help you achieve those goals. UT was indeed the dream I thought it would be, but it came with challenges. Classes were difficult, some of the professors were not the most welcoming, and students were so talented it was easy to begin to doubt oneself. Nevertheless, I learned to trust myself, ask for help when needed, and create a network for myself of positive individuals and mentors. I say all of this not to list my accomplishments, but with sincere hope that when you hear this, you think that you too can achieve this and much more. In this trajectory that my life has taken, one of the greatest challenges I took on was deciding to pursue medicine after finishing my teaching degree. For those of you who don't know, applying to medical school to become a medical doctor is competitive to say the least. You have to complete many hours of rigorous science classes, excel on a terrible 7-hour exam, have leadership experiences, medical shadowing, ace your interviews, take personality exams, and the list goes on. Before I decided to pursue this path, medicine seemed like somewhat of a very distant and unattainable goal. I didn't know anyone who had done it, and it honestly seemed a bit unfeasible. However, there came a point in which I could no longer ignore that interest in science and medicine, and so I decided to begin my pre-med journey. I learned to navigate the world of networking with doctors and making way for myself in a field in which I didn't know anyone when I started. Just a few weeks ago, I was accepted to University of Texas Medical Branch in Galveston and will be attending this summer. My path was different from many paths that others have taken into medicine, but every experience I had was necessary to give me more strength, knowledge, and better prepare me for the challenges ahead. Along the way, there were many times that I was afraid or nervous about taking on certain challenges, from taking my first advanced classes to leaving home for college. However, as Mr. Rocha often reminds me, being brave is not about not being scared, but facing those fears. So I want to encourage you to put yourself in those spaces that push your limits and might even scare you a bit. Do not be complacent. It is often those experiences that show us how much strength we have and what we are truly capable of accomplishing, and you might be surprised by what you discover. I also urge you to stay committed to academic excellence. Learn as much as you can and use that knowledge to help others. Behave honorably and ethically, not just at school, but at home, in social media, everywhere. Remember that this is not the society of high grades. It is the National Honor Society. Pick up trash if you see it, greet others, and treat everyone with respect. You are now role models to other CC Winn students and your future guiding angel students, so be a worthy role model. You are also becoming part of a great network of amazing individuals. We learn not just from our classes and teachers, but also from our peers. There are many members with many different skills and unique life experiences, and I know because I interviewed y'all, and I know that's true. We get to know them and learn their stories. It is that combination of students with amazing qualities and values that makes this organization so unique. Finally, remember that you have all earned your place in this organization. This honor has been bestowed upon you, and it is your responsibility to uphold it. Are you ready for that? We, the NHS board, certainly thought so. Now it is all in your hands. I know that all of you will accomplish great things, and I also hope that you share your success with others in the future. Congratulations to all of you. Good luck with all your service hours, and thank you.
At this moment, I would like to call our Vice President, Greg Romero, for the passing of knowledge.
Thank you, Isaac. Good evening. My name is Greg Romero, and I'm the National Honor Society Vice President. I am honored to have been asked to speak for the passing of knowledge to the 2019-2020 National Honor Society inductees. I congratulate each and every one of you and your parents. Your achievements in the realms of scholarship, leadership, community service, and character are being honored here tonight by your induction into this prestigious society. An honor such as this is a wonderful way for the school and community to recognize and celebrate the choices and sometimes the sacrifices you have made. But I believe that what should make you and your parents the most proud is not the actual honor itself, but what you have to do to get it. As Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, the reward of a thing well done is to have done it. Any recognition is just icing on the cake, not to be expected, but definitely to be enjoyed. However, I challenge you not to rest on your laurels, but to continue to strive towards even loftier goals. The 4 requirements for membership in which you have excelled, scholarship, leadership, community service, and character, were not chosen at random. They are the core of a fulfilled and fulfilling life. The most important thing to remember is that each of these characteristics are the sum of many individual decisions. They embody a positive attitude backed by purpose. The only way to achieve your purpose is to take small actions every day, as in the end, they all add up. My hope for you is that you will cultivate this attitude backed by purpose in your own life and use this esteemed society as your platform to speak your ideas into action. Thank you.
At this moment, we're going to go over the significance of the emblem of our society and the membership qualifications, starting with the 4 pillars, the first one being character, led by Aralis Gonzalez, our corresponding secretary.
Good evening, everyone here tonight. Abraham Lincoln, a truly honorable president, once said, "Character is like a tree, and reputation is like its shadow. The shadow is what we think of it, and the tree is the real thing." As individuals of a strong character, we should stand up for our beliefs, follow our conscience, be honorable and upright, live by our principles, and most importantly, never lose heart in anything we do. Character is one of the qualities that makes us an honest society. Be the person of character no matter where you are, because that has led you to be here today. Thank you.
Next, we're going to have Belinda Martinez, our historian, who's going to be talking about scholarship.
Good evening, my name is Belinda Martinez and I'm the NHS historian, and I'm going to be talking about scholarship. So scholarship is the first quality of a National Honor Society member. It is the measure of, It is a measure of the knowledge acquired through study, a measure of academic attainment. It is a gateway of recognition well beyond our school and our community. Thank you.
Up next, we have Maya Garza, our recording secretary, who's going to be talking about leadership.
Being able to lead is a powerful ability. It holds the power to inspire others and bring people together. Leaders help themselves and others to do the right things. They set the direction and guide others in it. Leadership is not a rank. It is a decision, and just like everything else, requires practice. The difficult part of being a leader is that there is no set of steps that you could follow to become one. It's simple. If you decide to look after the people beside you, you are a leader. Eleanor Roosevelt once said, "To handle yourself, use your head. To handle others, use your heart." The key is leading with your heart, because if you work with your whole being, no task is too big.
Up next, we have Jovita Aguilera, our treasurer, who's going to be talking about service.
The pillar of service is a vital part of the National Honor Society and can be reached with in a variety of ways. The willingness to work for the benefit of others in need without compensation or recognition of any kind is a quality that is essential in NHS members. The satisfaction of volunteering is not found in accumulating hours to satisfy requirements set by NHS, but to help others by reaching out to them, a value that can never afford to be lost in society.
At this moment, I want the new inductees to know I am very proud of her, or proud of them. A los padres, lo que está a punto de pasar es el producto de su esfuerzo. A los padres, madres, abuelos y abuelas, en estos momentos estamos por invitar a los nuevos miembros a que pasen a la ceremonia de prender su vela e ir pasando a su lugar y después hacer su juramento para entrar. So right now, I'm going to start calling the new inductees, starting with Sebastián Aguilar. Next, we have Sofía Ballesteros. Next, we have Paloma Berain. El apoyo de los padres es lo que motiva a muchos hijos a continuar. Next, we have Alisa Campos. Next, we have Noelia Cantú. Next, we have Karime Carrillo. Next, we have Andrea Casas. Next, we have Isamari Castillon. Next, we have Jasmine Chavarria. Next, we have Amalio Corral. Next, we have Angel Cruz. Next, we have Jasmine Davila. Next, we have Rachel de la Garza. Next, we have Cristina Diaz. Next, we have Giselle Enriquez. Next, we have Joseph Esparza. Next, we have Sharon Flores. Next, we have Tessa Hurd. Next, we have Alejandro Jimenez.